when you watch this video, it's gonna be Halloween. So, happy Halloween! That was so corny, it's not even funny. So we're on Disney here, and it is legitly 10 o'clock on a Wednesday night. But it's Devil's Night, so this is more than not a better time to talk about Halloween Horror Nights. Once again, just like we have the previous couple nights, and I'm talking about all 6 nights that I went to the event, and I'm going to be doing a recap of everything coming up very soon. Actually, it's probably going to be on either Friday or Saturday, one of the two, it kind of depends. We'll be putting up something special on the channel in next week after the event is over, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So we got that, and I want to talk about my final night at Halloween Horror Nights this year. Sad pony. Final night at Halloween Horror Nights. It was my 6th and final night at Halloween Horror Nights, and this was September 29th. So this was the last time. The last chance I had to go through everything. The last chance I had to hit everything I wanted to. And I didn't get everything done that I wanted, but I had an amazing time with amazing people, and I'll talk about that momentarily. So let's start right away with the fact that after spending the time with Tim and Jenn on last night, or like I said, talking about the 28th of September, it was kind of like, my foot was not bothering me as much. I felt a little bit better, but I wanted to take it a little easier. So I hung out at the parks during the day, and I actually hit up Food and Wine, and it was interesting. And it was kind of like, okay, hit up Food and Wine and just chill out momentarily, get me a frozen s'more, because it was amazing. And frozen s'mores are incredible. So if you get a chance to check out Food and Wine this year, frozen s'mores, desserts and champagne, amazing. And the sea salt, like these chocolate truffles, oh my god, they were amazing. And there's like chocolate orange cupcake, oh god, it's so good. You know, obviously I'm a picky eater, so there's not much food I can eat. And I don't drink alcohol, so needless to say, I had to live on desserts, and it was intense. Intense flavor, incredible. Food and Wine now we're returning to actually this year, next year, September of next year. So we're going to be back to Food and Wine for a couple of days at least. So, went over to Universal. I got the first second over because it was like 3:10, and then like the next one was like not until I think it was 3:30, and like the other one was kind of like, well, something like that, about 3:30ish. That was the first time I could get over there, so I got over as quick as I could. And you know, instead of doing anything else, it was kind of like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start this day off with the Hard Rock. So I go to the Hard Rock and have amazing food, and it's awesome. The fries were perfect. The music was amazing, as usual. Just like it was when I was on my birthday, when I was chilling out, listening to Blurred Lines and singing along. It was awesome. So, which was Bill and Ted this year. So, we got that taken care of, and it was kind of like, okay, I know it's not a guarantee I'm going to eat the rest of the night, given the fact that I've got so much planned, and I want to hit everything one last time, because I know this is the last chance I have to do it. So it was kind of like, okay, gotta get stuff in, gotta get everything in I want to do. And even though I still didn't get everything done when I wanted to, and did hit all 8 houses, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So, go to Hard Rock, and the rules of Stay and Scream, if you're in the park by 5 o'clock, you can get into either Finnegan's or Kid Zone. So I actually arrived at the studios at 4:57, so technically I got in. And I go over to Finnegan's, and I finally get in the building at 5:18. So I'm just chilling out and everything, and they let us out like normal, and where does Owen go? You know it, right to Werewolf. So my final time by myself going through an American Werewolf in London. Spot on as always. Love the house in every single way possible. The werewolf in the tube got the person in front of me so much that they jumped back, and that was really funny. And it was great watching the scares like hit the people in front of me. It was amazing. And then I wasn't paying attention, and Griffin Dunn, like undead Griffin Dunn, got me. So yeah, that was really good. It's funny because he opens the door, and you're going in the transformation scene on the left-hand side. He opens the door, and he can come out on the opposite side, like when you walk past the Gone with the Wind poster. So you have an ample opportunity for him to get people. So it's kind of like, get someone, close the door, count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open the door again, and then try the opposite side to get the other people. So, yeah. Props to that character, honestly. I really enjoyed his craft for that night. So, go right to cabin, and it's 6:30, so of course it takes a bit to get into cabin. Cabin was like hugely busy at this time. Of course, all the amazing switchbacks and the soundstage houses are intense in every single way possible because it takes forever to get through them sometimes. And if you're by yourself, it's really hard because like some people talk in lines, some people don't. And I've learned this being a solo traveler. So the people that talk in lines are awesome. The people that don't talk in lines, they're not fun to be around, and you want to get away from them as soon as possible so you can talk to people that actually want to talk to you. So, get into cabin. Cabin was amazing as always. The strangers on the right-hand side, the girl got the girl behind me. So, I walked past, and I saw her out of the corner of my eye get nailed, and that was awesome. And there was a guy in front of me that was looking up for Jack at the left side of the house at the end of cabin. Yeah, he got nailed hardcore by the clown, so that was awesome. So yeah, I very much enjoyed cabin as always. That would be my last time to go through Cabin in the Woods, sadly, for the event, and it was amazing as always. Still a little too short, but I'll tell you about my complete opinions of everything very soon. So, Cabin in the Woods. I made the plans to hang out with Tim and Jenn that night. It's my last night. They're going to be there, so I was like, okay, we're going to work this out. So what I do, they went into Evil Dead, and I was actually getting ready to go in Evil Dead, and I was trying to meet them cut them off the pass, if you will, to use a cowboy term. I wanted to meet them in Evil Dead, but unfortunately, I never ran into them, and I left Evil Dead, so I waited outside for them at the exit to Evil Dead. So we met up, and we went over to La Llorona and met up with Liz. Disco Liz ended up joining us, and we actually went through La Llorona as a group. And that was really awesome, and really good scares in the house. Like I said, as the night progresses, the scares get a little bit more intense. This was a little earlier in the night. It's about 7:46 when we went into La Llorona, and still a great house. Really funny thing that happened, actually, at Woody Woodpecker's Kids Zone. There was a... I gotta remember what this was. There was a SpongeBob plush that there was this lady and this guy, and they were kind of trying to sell somebody in our group this plush, and he kind of went with it and everything. I was like, I don't know if you want to do it. This belongs to a kid. It's like, well, you shouldn't do it and everything. And yeah, it was all work, and it was hilarious. So yeah, it was really cool. And we actually got followed by some walkers too. That was pretty cool. And yeah, it was really entertaining and energetic. So we also saw. I saw Lewis Black one last time, and I finally got to see the Walker Bomb. And I got it on video, too. So, the Walker Bomb, where the big truck comes out, and driven by the guy that looks like Chong, and mixed with, I believe, well, Raiden is the first thing that pops in my mind, is Raiden, from the Mortal Kombat movie. So, the doors open, and all of a sudden, the walkers are told to feed, and they just bum rush you, and it's awesome, and I have that on video, and it looks really cool. So, we got into that, and we hang out. We're going to meet up with Patrick, and Patrick has access to primo seats for Bill and Ted. So, when I say primo seats, I'm not talking annual pass holder seats. I mean, I was, like, 5 rows in the middle on Bill and Ted on opening night, and that was awesome. This was 10 times better. At Bill and Ted, we were in the second row, so we had the best possible seats you can have without being in the front. So yeah, Bill and Ted was even better than before, and this was the one time that, it's funny because Sheldon Cooper is the one who does suit and tie, but it's weird because he's dressed like Sheldon and he's doing suit and tie and it's like everything, obviously. This time, the guy portraying Sheldon Cooper looked nothing like Jim Parsons, and sounded nothing like Jim Parsons, really. I guess it was kind of there, but not quite. So, basically, he had to do with what he had, and he actually did Justin's suit and tie the right way, and he dressed up and everything. So, it was completely different. Taylor Swift, amazing as usual. Looks even more like Taylor Swift in real life. And obviously the girl that I absolutely adore, the very cute curly-haired blonde that's in the opening, the Phoenix. So yeah, wear an orange if you know what I'm talking about. So there's always that. Yeah, B&T was awesome this year. Hilarious in every single way possible. Not as much Daniel Bryan influence on this final Bill and Ted that I got to see. But you'll hear that soon enough. So, at least we'll talk about that soon enough. So, yeah, Bill and Ted was amazing every single time I watched it. Different jokes every single time. Different improv. Gotta throw it out to people that were playing every single character on the show. Just spot on and amazing and incredible that Patrick had the access to get us second row seats for Bill and Ted. So that was awesome, and thank you, Patrick. So it was kind of like, all right, we're going to split and we're going to meet up, and Tim and Jen wanted to do Transformers, and I was like, Transformers with the trackers? This sounds like a good idea. So we go into Transformers, and it has a short wait, and the wait times at Universal are work again. So the wait was forever, and it was the first time I've been through the actual queue of Transformers because I went through the single rider line, obviously. So I went through the actual queue, got in there, rode Transformers with Tim and Jen. It was awesome, had an amazing time. So we actually did some scare zones. I finally got to go through the barn. I got to go through Herschel's barn. That was awesome, finally. And I actually got to see the Bicycle Girl, finally. And I ran into Jesse, who was chilling out in the near the farm, so that was cool. And we hit that up, and it was kind of like, let's go over and see what's going on with Havoc, because it's close. And it's like, oh, we can hit a Havoc up. Rocky Horror's right now, so let's go to Rocky Horror. So we went to Rocky Horror one last time. And it was awesome, and I really enjoyed it. It was incredible. So yeah, I was very happy to be able to watch Rocky Horror with Tim and Jen. And they enjoyed themselves. That was awesome. That's all that mattered. And the show was good. The show was really awesome. So we hung out. That was great. So it was kind of like, it was time to go pretty much, and we wanted to do one last house. So we go into Havoc, and Havoc was great, as usual. Still not amazing, but it was okay. I went into Evil Dead, and Evil Dead was last. So we had a little bit of time left, and I went to Werewolf, and Werewolf was the last time I went to Werewolf. It was spot on as always, incredible, especially being able to go to the house one last time. I finished off everything with Resident Evil. So my goodbyes to Tim and Jen, and enjoyed the rest of the night by myself, and had a good time, had a really good time, had an awesome time, and a very enjoyable show. So, yeah, I was talking about Tim and Jen being in there with me for Rocky Horror. Actually, they left. Yeah, they left after the Transformers. So yeah, we met up with Patrick actually for Rocky Horror, and that was pretty fun. So enjoyable, very enjoyable. So yeah, that was good. And it was kind of like after Transformers, we all went our separate ways, and I walked them out, and then I went over to Rocky Horror and I ran into Patrick there, and then we watched Rocky Horror, and I actually filmed Rocky Horror while I was there, so yeah, sorry for saying I did Rocky Horror with the trackers, because I didn't do that this night. I actually did that on my birthday, so that was really awesome. So did Havoc, Evil Dead, American Werewolf in London, and Resident Evil by myself, and that was the end of my Halloween Horror Nights experience for 2013. I'll have an update of everything very soon. I will say right now that I end the night at Burger King. Yeah, it was weird. I actually went to the Whopper bar, and I had the status fries for the first time, and they were really good. And they took AP discounts, so I was like, yeah, bonus. So that was the end of that, and that was my final night at Halloween Horror Nights, and there's a couple more videos still to come. We'll put up Rocky Horror later today. It actually might be up by the time this video comes out, to be totally honest. And I will be also putting up this video, and I will be doing a recap of everything. We'll talk about the whole event, and my predictions, my anticipation, thoughts for next year, things that I think may come out of next year, to be totally honest. Mostly things that I have no idea about. I'm just going with what I keep hearing, so there's always that. So this is the final night of Halloween Horror Nights. For my experience, I wanted to 100% thank Tim and Jen for hanging out and making a new friend, honestly. I'm very happy that I got to spend so much time with Tim and Jen. I'd like to have been longer, but obviously, sometimes things get busy, so I understand that. But it was really cool hanging out with them. They're amazing people. Cool as all get out, and if you guys ever see them out in public, they're amazing, and they will chat with you, and they're really awesome, so there's always that. I'm going to put them over a little bit longer. So that's how I do. So if you want to check Tim out on YouTube, you can. It's the Tim Tracker. So yeah, very simple, very easy to find. And check out his daily vlogs. Him and Jen do daily vlogs, and they're really awesome, and they're really funny, and they're really cool. And these are my friends now, so yeah, I want to put them over. I also want to thank Patrick for getting us the most primo seats for Bill and Ted. That was possible. That was awesome. And watching Rocky Horror with Patrick was kind of cool too. Hanging out with Disco Liz momentarily for La Llorona, and that was pretty much the end right there. Seeing Jesse for a split second, that was cool. And it was an awesome final night at Halloween Horror Nights, and I got to cap it off with being able to go through every single house with the exception of Afterlife and The Walking Dead, which I was hoping to be able to hit them before, and I was going to try to, but I didn't think I would have been able to make it from Resident Evil to Walking Dead in time enough to do it. I definitely would have been able to do Afterlife, but I might have been able to do Walking Dead if I was able to, but I wanted to hit up one last house, and I wanted it to be a werewolf, and I was like, there's not much time left, I'll do Resident Evil, and then I'll go to try to book it over to Walking Dead, but I didn't make it, so there's always that, so we'll see what happens next year. So in the meantime, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for this journey through the last several days in September and talking about my experience, my awesome experience at Halloween Horror Nights this year, and gave me new hope for the event. And as of this moment, 100% I will be back for next year. Cannot wait. We'll get a Rush of Fear Pass once more, and I will do another Unmasking the Horror Tour, and who knows, I might get an Express Pass this time. It depends on what the houses are. So, I want to thank everyone I met on Halloween Horror Nights throughout the entire experience. All the awesome people I ran into, all the people that are now friends, all the people that I just knew from the internet, and all these people that were just so awesome, so super cool, and so welcoming into this Orlando YouTube group, which I'm now pretty much a part of. So, in the meantime, if you like these videos, tell your friends about it, leave a comment, do subscribe, and spread the word about Pop. You can tweet me, it's at SirOwenDisney, email me, sirowenDisney@gmail.com, or you can find me on Facebook at OwenDisney. So I will continue the Halloween Horror Nights train later today, or maybe earlier today, depending on when I decide to put it up, for the Rocky Horror Tribute show that I filmed from Halloween Horror Nights this year, and I will be doing a complete analysis of the event on either November 2nd or November 1st, one of the two. I don't know why I said 2nd first, but I guess I was just kind of formulating it in my head. And I will say right now, as of this very moment, it sounds like it's probably a certainty. Sometime next week, I'm going to put something up that I got kind of very stealth. I don't know what the wording is. Stealthily? That's not even a word. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it is. It might be. Leave me a comment. So, yeah, I was kind of like a ninja. I kind of got something that I probably shouldn't have. But I will put that up, hopefully, in the next several days after Halloween Horror Nights is over. So, there can be no problems with me putting it up. So, yeah, I do have access to something. And I will probably be putting up either sometime next week, some point. So, check for that out in November. If you are a movie fan that you're watching these videos, I'm sure you are. If you're a horror movie fan, then you can check out our scary-themed verses that we're doing. It is a segment that we do on normally Sundays, but for October we did it on Saturdays and Sundays, where we put two movies against each other, and we try to determine which one's the winner. Just a brief analysis of everything, or a long analysis of everything, and you can check out a lot of the verses we did. They're on the Pop playlist for verses, so you can check those out. If you want to check out any of AJ's movie reviews, my best friend AJ and I do movie reviews for this channel. You can check those out. AJ's movie reviews, it's on there. If you're a wrestling fan, there is all sorts of wrestling content from WWE, TNA, the pay-per-views, Raw, Impact, SmackDown, and NXT. I recap them all every single week. And just everyday life. And if you're a Disney fan, there's Disney playlists. There's a Universal playlist. There's a SeaWorld playlist. There's a award show playlist. So we're heavy on award shows here on Pop. So yeah, we're going to all sorts of content here. So if you found me via meeting me at Halloween Horror Nights, then welcome, enjoy the ride, and trust me, the best is yet to come. So there's going to be some awesome videos coming up in the near future. So in the meantime, thank you guys and girls out there for watching, and until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.